This was photo.
All right, thank you everyone for coming.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
All
A
right.
lot of people here.
And, as we get started, first, you might be wondering, why is Ways to Wellness doing a tech class on how to use your computers and phones? And the answer is because these are wonderful devices, and they can do so many things that support wellness. They, because they're connected to the internet and to the world, they can help you stay connected with other people and reduce isolation that you're feeling. They're a wonderful device to communicate, to set up meetings with people, to keep track of where you're going and when. The internet is a wealth of information, and with some discernment, you can learn so much on the internet. I learned how to write, how to develop websites online. It took me a year, but I developed a website with a database behind it, and it's just amazing. Yes.
I learned how to put the batteries into the AED in the right order. There are 10 batteries, and it was important, the middle one at the end. And I learned that on a YouTube video.
On YouTube, yes. I found, I'm trying to play the ukulele. And did you know there's a series of YouTube videos, 10 videos that will get you started on playing the ukulele.
Cool.
So, it's a wonderful thing, intellectual. It helps you learn new skills, which is vital to brain health. There are all kinds of recipes, including healthy recipes and unhealthy recipes. But if you can use it to your advantage, to eat well, and to cut down on saturated fats, and to get all the antioxidants that are so essential to brain health. And then with Apple Watches and other applications, you can keep track of your exercise so that you can maintain your physical health.
That's a lot of wellness.
That is, it's all of wellness can be facilitated through this device. Now, these devices will come with a downside, yes?
Do I have to be smart to use a smartphone?
Well, I'm not sure I like a phone that's smarter than I am. But beyond that, they create stress because they are very powerful. They are very complicated. There's so much here. It's hard to learn, and frustration leads to stress. Okay?
And they ring when I don't want them to ring.
They can.
And they cut into my downtime.
Yes.
Because I'm always available.
And they interrupt your sleep. The other morning, very early, the phone started ringing from Debbie's brother in Chicago. It was 7 o'clock his time.
Oh.
But 5 o'clock ours.
Ouch.
And sleep is important for flourishing and staying healthy.
Yeah.
So they can impact your sleep, but they also create stress because there are people out there that use these devices to take advantage of others. There are scams and people out there that want to take your money, and they are very clever. So this course, we're going to help you, give you tools so that you can use these devices to stay healthy.
So, Ernie, what are we covering today?
Today, well, let me talk about overall what we're going to do. Okay, use the device to stay healthy. Set it up, do some things that make it as simple as possible for what you want to do. There's a lot of stuff that you don't want to do, and we'll take that off the screens. So it makes it easier to use. There are other things you can do, provide shortcuts and things. And then we are going to tell you, give you tools on how to stay out of trouble, and be able to figure out and see when a phone call or a text or an email is a scam, and how to disengage with that person. Okay? Today, we're just going to get started. We're going to talk about what the phone is and some of the things that it can do, so that you can start thinking about what might be useful to you and what you might want us to just shove aside and take off your screen, so that it makes it easier. Then we're going to talk about, we're going to start the conversation on how to stay safe.
Cool.
And at the end, then we will have some time to answer individual questions.
Mhm.
Cool.
Cool.
So-
Sorry if I keep interrupting the whole
No,
time.
please
I
do.
think
I do.
since most of the tables are empty, I'm trying to bring some interactiveness in here, yeah? And I wish we had a laugh track, yeah, or something. Yeah. Anyway, yeah?
Please
Good.
continue to interrupt.
Good.
So, the power of these phones is because they interact with the internet and the rest of the world. And they really do that in 3 ways. And just as we go on, we will be using some terms. And if I'm a little bit lucky, I will be able to mirror my
Cool.
screen. This is an exact copy of what I'm seeing on my phone.
Very good.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
isn't that cool?
That's gonna be helpful.
Yes. And so now I'm getting out of that screen, and here's what I see when I turn on my phone. Does that look simple to you?
No.
Don't do what I do what I say. I really need to get rid of most of these apps. And we all do know what an app is.
Or organize them in groups.
We could do that. Or I could just get rid of them, because most of them I don't use. I haven't used Skype for years.
Yeah.
I do use these. This is a cool one, but I never use it except when we're in Europe. Pronto, I don't go to San Diego anymore and use the bus system, so I don't need that. I've never used Fitness, it came on the phone. And Park Mobile is still useful downtown, but UC Davis changed their system, so I need a new app.
What's Eco Plugs?
Eco Plugs, that is so when I want to go to my daughter and son-in-law's house for a sauna, I can wake up and I can push Eco Plugs, and it will not. Okay, and you can see I haven't been for a sauna for so long that I haven't done the update. But there should be a button here that lets me push it and turn on the sauna at their house.
Wow, that's
Then
cool.
in half hour I can go over there.
It's hot.
And this sauna is all set for me.
Forewarning, Dad's showing up.
What can I do to push a button and go use your daughter's?
Well, all it takes is a $20 bill, and I will show you. So, anyway,
Paris?
Paris?
I'm asking. In the background?
No, Copenhagen.
Ah.
That is the theme park there. That it's the oldest one of the oldest ones in the world.
Uh-huh.
Still operates. I can't remember the name. But Walt Disney visited that as he was developing Disneyland. And you can see see if I can find a screen that isn't, no. You can see Debbie there in a glass of wine. And that is
Oh, yeah.
the basis for a poem that I wrote about taking time
Ah,
and
cool.
fear of missing out.
What is that theme park? I must have
Yes.
been there when I was 5. I really,
I'll tell you in a minute.
yeah.
So what do you all use your phone for, your iPhone? Just call it out. Thank you. Use it to make phone calls. That's very
I know
good.
the answer to this.
Okay.
Texting with my children.
Texting with your
Texting.
children.
That's all
Taking photos.
Oh,
Taking
yes.
photos,
True.
yes.
Looking for recipes.
Looking for recipes.
recipes.
What's your favorite site for recipes?
I go to Pinterest.
Pinterest. See, we have
Yeah.
a non-Pinterest house.
Uh-huh.
But that's, I like-
Worship outlines, kind of
Worship out-
accessing
yeah.
worship outlines.
So, there, Dean, you use it to read the monthly newsletter from
Mhm.
Advent.
I don't do anything on any app,
Ah,
period. I've never done it.
oh, well, yes, you
So
have.
so you make phone calls then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
it's an app?
Did you know, yes, phone
Oh.
calls is an app.
Oh,
An
okay.
app, basically anything that has an icon here is an app.
Yeah.
There's a little program that sits behind this. When you tap on the button, it runs the app.
So even the phone picture is an app.
That is an app because it's all digital. When you make a phone call, it's just another digital signal that you send out into the world. Just like when you go to the internet,
Yeah.
it's a digital signal. The phone doesn't care. The internet doesn't care whether it's voice or pictures
Uh-huh.
or videos. It's all
yeah.
just data. So every one of these is an app.
I listen to music,
Listen to
and
music,
I
yeah.
also made sure that now our confirmants who will be going to New Orleans are listening to a playlist for each of those
Ah, very
thematic days. So they are I'm using this for confirmation class.
Communicating with Kaiser.
good. There you go. That is a very important one.
Oh, yes.
These days, the healthcare system is set up to use the app
Yeah.
that they have.
Yeah.
Where is, do I have? I must be here somewhere.
I'm checking my calendar
Yeah.
on it.
Okay, you use your calendar.
Yeah, a lot.
So, do you all have the your fingerprint?
Yes.
So,
Ah.
very useful. It is more secure.
So
It's
when
like
you
very
access your phone, do you have to type in a security code, or does it just come on?
This comes on.
Yeah.
So anybody who finds your phone could do anything they want on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Not good.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah, okay, so we will, that's your first question.
Okay.
Is how do I set up a security code with fingerprint? You do the fingerprint thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is so much more secure.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even
So-
know about it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so those are apps. Some of them come on the phone when you get it. But then all of these I have added.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just for terminology, real quick, how does your phone communicate with the rest of the world? And there are three main ways. If you look up in this corner, you'll see these bars, and mine says T-Mobile. Okay? That means that I'm connected to T-Mobile's cell phone towers. And right here I get 4 bars, and
So that's the strength of your cell
that
phone
is
signal.
the strength, yes. Oh, now I have 4.
You're stronger.
Woohoo! And if I put it over here, anyway, so through the cell phone towers, that's the longest distance communication. Your phone can send a signal out about 30 miles and get to a cell phone tower,
Mhm.
and that connects you with the phone system, the internet, and your friends and family and everything.
That's what they use in crime shows to locate suspects.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, you have to realize with these devices, people know where you are. the internet knows where you are.
I'm going to the sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
Hi,
Can I ask
And-
you a question?
Yeah.
I always thought if someone gets kidnapped or something, or if you're in trouble,
Mm-hmm,
if you just have your phone on,
mm-hmm,
well,
yes.
the police will find you?
Well,
Trying to save
they
you.
know where your phone is,
Okay,
if it's on
yeah.
and connected to the phone.
And does each company have their own cell phone towers? or-
There are, this is interesting, just went through this because we changed phone providers. We used to be with Verizon and we ended up with T-Mobile. If you read, there are only three sets of towers in the US. There's Verizon, they're the biggest and they cover the most area of the United States. There's T-Mobile, which combined with Sprint, there used to be 4 and now there's 3. T-Mobile, their claim to fame is the greatest coverage of 5G, which is the latest internet coverage through the phone system. And then there's AT&T that many people say is running third place. in all
So,
this.
but I have Comcast.
Mhm.
So where does that come in?
And Comcast doesn't have cell phone towers. They don't have a network. They buy access to one of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
So you think, well, that's a great deal. Why don't I just get one of the cheaper ones? All the others, Consumer Cellular. What's the one that the actor has?
Cricket is
Mint.
Yeah.
There's like 15 or 20.
Yeah.
Why don't I just get one of those, get the same system for less money? That's great until there is high demand. If you're in a stadium with 50,000 people and they're all trying to use their cell phone, you're going to be deprioritized.
Oh.
And
Oh.
it's hard to say if that's a big deal or not. There are stories on the internet of people in Kansas City where this is a big problem, but many other places I don't think it is. That's not my family. So you have to balance this. Do you want the cheaper phone service to be deprioritized?
Mhm.
And so we chose T-Mobile because we were tired of paying the high price of Verizon. But we still are with the primary network, so we don't get deprioritized.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for that information. I'm a really
Yeah.
nerd.
So there was another signal up there
Yes.
when you had your phone.
Yes.
There was the cell phone signal, the bars, then there was T-Mobile and something to the right.
And this is my problem.
What about your fingerprint? It went to sleep.
It goes to sleep sometimes, so we'll probably just have to continue with doing that.
Yeah.
Flashlight, you guys all know your cell phone is a flashlight?
Yes.
I
Use it in
never
my
thought about
pantry
it.
all the time.
Never thought about it.
And you know the easiest way to get your cell phone flashlight to turn on? Yes,
I would do top right corner
top
down.
right, okay. Here's the easiest way. Siri, turn on the flashlight.
It's on now.
Cool.
You can do lots with voice commands.
Yeah.
If you get used to them. Siri, turn off the flashlight.
It's off now.
There you go.
Did you have to go to an app to do all this?
It's
Because
built in.
Built in, comes with your phone. You
Okay,
have it too.
I have an Android.
Yeah,
Oh.
you would say, what is it? Alexa,
I don't.
Google.
It's
Your
some
phone
other
has a
way.
different name.
That's
Okay.
called a wake-up word or so,
Yeah.
a wake-up phrase.
Okay,
and
we'll-
they are different.
Yeah. If I want to call Debbie on speaker.
Calling Debbie Leporini. Mobile on speaker.
I love pronunciations. They just kill me.
Yes.
And I have the English Siri. So she says, manzanita instead of manzanita.
Oh, interesting.
I love
Okay.
it.
So what's that signal there
Ah,
to the right
this
of
guy.
that
Okay,
guy?
so this guy says that I'm connected to a Wi-Fi network. And there are Wi-Fi networks everywhere. We just happen to be connected to, if I go to, you don't have to write this down now, to settings, it says that I'm connected to the Wi-Fi network called Advent.
At this moment.
Yes, at this
As
moment.
long as I'm
Yeah.
basically on this campus.
So we have a really strong phone signal coming in from the street through a cable. And then that cable is connected to something called a router and translates the hardwired signal into Wi-Fi coverage
wire.
here and in our sanctuary too.
And so this, a Wi-Fi signal, you have to be where there's a Wi-Fi network set up. Yesterday, I was at Panera, and they have their own Wi-Fi, and you log in to their Wi-Fi signal. And can you find a place to sit? Okay, so that's the second way these phones connect to the world.
But you do have to press in something to get connected, like I'm not connected right now.
You can, for some networks, they do not have a password. They are unsecure. Panera does not.
And for Advent, you need a
You
password.
need a password.
And many people know this, have this already, and then automatically are logged in
Right.
because the phone remembers it, or you ask somebody who knows the password.
Yes.
So why would I want to do that? Why would I want to connect?
You get a stronger signal.
You get it, what? You
a
can
stronger
get a stronger
signal
signal.
for
It's
whatever I want to do.
If you want to watch a video, if you want to go to YouTube, or if you want to participate in a worship service,
And I'm here, I'm physically
Yeah.
here.
you can then benefit from the money the resources we put in to make this really strong
Right. And
Okay.
fast.
and
It's a matter-
fast. Yeah.
It's bandwidth.
Yeah.
I have no idea what bandwidth is, but the more you have, the faster.
The bigger river. I
bigger-
always
there you go.
picture a
It's
river.
a
Yeah.
river.
So this is a river, not just a brook or a trickle or so. Yeah.
So if you're in the new, what's the new Golden One Arena, and there are 20,000 other people trying to use their cell phones, you might not get a signal.
Yeah. Because
you
they
go
take
up to
water
the-
out with their buckets out of the same river.
Yeah, the same river. So that's this guy. So you go up to the VIP lounge, which I know you are a member of course, and they have a Wi-Fi, and they password protected. So only the 50 or so people in the lounge have that. So you can get a signal. It's a stronger signal and a faster, typically, signal. Wi-Fi. So it's a medium. It's the medium range. They're radio transceivers, is what they are. This guy can go like 30 miles or more if you're in the middle of Nevada.
Those 4 bars
The
there,
4 bars.
or do they all mean the same thing?
That's the signal strength. If I put this in my pocket,
Why don't they
or
just have 1 instead of having to have 4?
right?
What
If you
That
have
means-
one bar on, the signal is really weak.
Oh, I
And
get it.
the
Yeah.
more
Okay.
bars you have,
Okay, I thought
the
it was
stronger
like
the
this,
signal.
up like that.
Yeah.
No,
To fill.
this one
No,
goes
just-
left to right.
Okay.
The bars go up like this.
Well, thank you.
This one is, the arcs are the signal strength. So you can see there's 2 black and 1 gray. I mean, that's like a medium signal strength, right here where I'm standing.
Mhm.
Now now
It's
it's 3.
Why did it change?
because I moved my phone around.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's all wireless.
Alright.
There is a Wi-Fi access point. There are 2 access points in the offices and so, and depending where you are in relation to those, the bars go up or down.
So traditionally, this has been for making phone calls and this has been for data. But now, with digital phones and digital networks, you can make, you get data through this and you can make phone calls through this. And my new phone has a Wi-Fi assist. If I don't have anything here, it'll use a Wi-Fi network to call. But that's the medium range, and that's to, again, connect to the internet.
You
Connect to
mentioned
the rest of the
3
world.
things.
Yes. The third one is not up here. It is right here. Bluetooth is a very short range radio that connects to devices that are close by. If I tap on Bluetooth, it says JBL Flip 3. That is a speaker that I have at home. So instead of listening to music out of the dinky speaker here, I connect to my JBL speaker and get much better music. That sounds much better.
I can use that in my car to get the music from the cell phone, or make phone calls that come through the car speakers. Or I have in my bedroom, because the dogs hang out there a lot, a mop, little computer mop, wet mop that is connected via Bluetooth.
So, hearing aids. How many here have hearing aids? 1, 2, 3. And they are, if they're connected,
They're there.
they're connected through Bluetooth. Debbie, when she gets up in the morning, if as we're out and about, if a room is very loud, she'll get on her Bluetooth and open the app, and she can turn down her hearing aids on her phone. She can even change, there's different settings for music and talking and other things, so she can readjust the spectrum of the hearing aids.
Can she
Depending on
get
what-
cell phone calls on her
She
hearing
could.
aid?
She chose to turn that off because she found it annoying.
Good.
That is the point of these. What we're going to try to do is find out what you want to do, turn that on, make that as simple as we can. The stuff that you find annoying, we're gonna turn
Many
on,
things, but
including the speaker today.
I hate to show my ignorance, but can you do, is Bluetooth just another app? And it's a specific app for music?
Well, it is an app, but it's built into your phone. It's really all these things. The T-Mobile to the cell phone, the internet, and Bluetooth, they're radio transceivers that are built in here.
Yeah.
There's 3
Everybody
radios.
has it.
Yes,
Yes.
it is in, I would say, every phone made these days. And it's not really an app that you can get to, it's just built into the phone.
So using that image of the river,
Mm-hmm.
so the signal strength was the width of the river, right? Whether it's or a creek or brook or trickle or whatever. Yeah. So if it's very wide, you get strong signals, can listen to videos without them getting blurry and stopping. And how long the river is. If the river is just kind of from here to over to the office, that is or whether it can go to let's say the sanctuary, or whether it can reach your home. That is a function of the shortest version is Bluetooth. The medium sanctuary kind of is the Wi-Fi, and the longest connects you up to 30 miles is the cell phone signal.
And this guy the cell phone tower talks to thousands of phones at a time.
Mhm.
Wi-Fi, probably hundreds. Bluetooth is set up to be a one-to-one connection. If I connect to my JBL speaker at home, Debbie can't. If she tries to, it'll kick me off and she takes priority.
In the car too,
So
if
this
my
is-
phone is connected, then
Yeah.
the other phones
Oh,
aren't,
yes.
yeah.
We've had discussions about that. So, Bluetooth, one-to-one. Wi-Fi, very local, 100-to-1 maybe. Cell phone service, thousands to one tower potential. Any questions?
Yeah, how do you get that to read, you said 88%. How do you know, how do
Ah,
you make it read that? I mean, I can
Okay.
only see that when I plug it in at night to recharge it and it comes up how much you have
okay,
left. I don't know how to get that.
all right.
Display
So-
settings?
Settings, you push on the thing that says settings. It's the
Okay.
little, this guy, the gears.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, settings, then you go down to battery,
And you
Okay.
turn that
and
on,
right
battery.
at the top, battery percentage.
Oh,
If I turn that off, it goes away. If I turn that on, there
alrighty.
it is.
There are lots of decisions you can make about your phone to put you in charge.
Yeah.
Not the phone.
Did you find yours, Diane? Or
No,
did
I'm
you
just,
help?
I'm just,
Okay.
yeah,
Thank
I'm
you.
just if
I just never knew how it got that way.
Us Android
That's
people just.
Oh, you're an
So you
Android.
obviously charged your phone overnight.
Yes,
Okay, I am.
and it's a brand new phone,
Beginner.
so it
So that's
also
not
charge
that
well.
I'm not much further.
Oh, sure, I bet.
So,
I
what
know
was I going to
told
say?
Ernie I know enough to be
Um,
dangerous.
Thank you.
You
what,
were talking
and I
about
guess,
those three.
how,
No.
Okay, so.
How do we want
if
to
you
proceed?
scroll up, you should have some other things here, so what you.
I was
Contact
thinking we would
just
talk
for settings,
about
so touch on
how to
that.
keep your phone happy. Maintenance things that you do
Okay. and
to,
there's
to keep
your
this
battery
operating
right there.
effectively
Battery.
and so that it's most useful to you.
Charge
And
it.
yours is at
Yes.
15% now.
I-
We'll wait just a minute.
But if you don't,
There's the percent, oh.
battery percentage, so
Yeah.
click on that, and that will turn it on, and now it will appear. up
Don't
there.
let it overheat or
Until I
get too
change
cold.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you,
Okay,
that's
now,
helpful.
you have really low battery here, so give me a second, you're gonna plug it in.
Ah.
That happened so quickly, I mean,
How old is
How-
your phone?
I just charged it, about 3 years.
3 years, oh, interesting. So,
Maybe more.
let's talk about batteries. Kind of one of the weak points of your phone. And
Okay, so, I carry that with me, yes. Okay,
So-
if you look at this, see your battery right there?
you
There's
could
a
check,
lightning mark in it, that tells you the battery is charging or using it.
This one?
So,
No.
right there next to the 18%.
So- do you all find
So,
under battery,
yeah.
there's the text battery health and charging. If you click on that, this is how good your battery is. This is a brand new phone, a brand new battery, it's 100%. Apple says when this gets down to 80%, meaning you have it charged all the way up, it's only gonna give you 80% of what it should.
So
That it's time to
it says
change the
it's
battery.
full charge here, it's full days, so
Optimize, okay.
because it hasn't been plugged in.
Optimize battery charging. I don't know.
You do yours.
This is supposed to take your phone to 80% until just before you're gonna use it again, and then take it up to 100%. I have it on, I don't know. And then clean energy charging. Seems like more trouble than it's worth. So I turned that off.
Okay.
Um,
So the other, you asked how can you maintain the health
okay.
of your
So
phone?
that's something you do. You check your battery health. Now, if your battery is bad, do you get a new phone? No. Get the battery replaced.
Mhm.
I prefer not to go to an Apple store. I find them
But they're so
annoying.
friendly.
Why?
They're so friendly.
There's a guy right over here next to the fire station. Has a little store. I can't remember his name, but
They do that.
they just do it, and it's cheaper and it's faster, and they don't evaluate your phone to try and sell you. No, just to make sure it's optimum.
Newest
Yeah,
version
yeah.
at $1,500.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So when your battery is bad, is no longer holding the charge, get a new battery.
Yeah.
Okay. Easy to do. It costs $50, but you could probably extend the life of your phone for another 3 years.
Do you get that on Amazon? Can you get a,
No, you have to have somebody install them.
but,
So,
and they have to provide it for you?
well, that's the easiest.
Yeah.
I go over to this guy over here. I hand him my phone. He says, "Come back in 20 minutes." And it's
What guy are you talking
There
about?
are lots of
What's
stores.
his name?
No, there are lots of stores in your neighborhood here that do where you can take your phone to get it repaired. Any phone repair place cannot replace a battery.
Any phone repair?
And I just go to this guy because I went there once.
Ah,
That's a good reason.
where's he?
Where is he?
I don't see him.
But is he a store, is he working a store or?
Yeah, he has a little
Uh-huh.
store
Oh, no, oh, on Greenback,
on Greenback, yes.
okay.
So you take it to a hair salon?
Yeah, it's right, it's in the back, no, it's in the,
I would believe, it all makes that much sense
Cool.
to me.
But
So-
there are
Up a
lots
little
of
bit
them
higher.
around. If you pay attention or
Yeah,
so,
Other
yeah.
way? Yeah,
I'll find
Other
out.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Do you
How-
know where he is?
yeah, you're heading down Greenback
Right,
toward
I have to go
San
the other
Juan,
way?
Go the other direction. Keep going. There's
San
San
Juan
Juan High School.
East, right? You said
Oh,
east.
there it is, Fat Cat
By
Tattoo.
Fat Cat.
Ah.
Oh, and you
There
can get a
you go.
tattoo while you're waiting.
M&M Computers,
Oh, M&M Computer. Oh,
that's the
what's
one
that
I
tattoo
use.
place?
I have one on Madison.
And while you're waiting, you
there's-
can go
I mean,
next door
there's
to LA
on
Fashion
Sunrise
and get
Boulevard.
your latest clothes.
The other thing the first thing that I do when I first get a phone to keep it happy and healthy is make sure that I have a case that I put around the phone. In case it drops, the cases stick out over the top so it doesn't land on the glass and shatters it. And I also get a cover to cover the glass. So in case there are scratches or cracks, they are only in that removable piece of plastic and not in the glass itself.
There are
Yeah,
thousands of kinds.
yeah.
And you can get it at M&M Computer?
Yeah,
All
the
these things?
case is usually on, it would be
Amazon.
better to get on Amazon.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
This guy is silicone, so if you drop him on the corner, the silicone, will, oh, I don't know what I did.
Hello.
That's not a recommendation for Fat Cat Tattoo. No, it provides some cushioning if you drop it on the corner.
Is yours silicone?
Yes.
And
Okay.
you can get them with covers, and a wallet in the back, so that you now don't need to take your wallet, just stick your license and credit card in the back there. But
Yeah.
there are some people that say you shouldn't put a case around it. It's designed to withstand drops and things. And there's the possibility that it will keep in the heat and keep your, make your phone get too hot. Nobody believes him. I don't know if I believe him. I have a cover on mine.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
last phone I dropped 4 days after I got it and it cracked the screen and I kept it for 2 years with a cracked screen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anna did that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there is nothing wrong with a cracked screen. It doesn't hurt
Yeah.
anything.
It's
Um,
just annoying.
It is annoying, yes.
Yeah.
You can go to M&M Computers and he'll replace the screen for you too.
I was too cheap to do that.
Yes. There is that annoying / cheap thing going on. Okay, one thing that I find,
What happened now?
I'm not sure. To keep your phone happy, keep your phone useful, clean the glass. Your oil gets on there, and after a while, I can't see the screen.
Yes.
What do you clean it with? I just use a cloth, that
A
kind of
cloth,
thick cloth.
eyeglass cleaning, whatever you use to clean your glasses, or you can actually take alcohol and split it 50-50 with water and use alcohol on the front. Usually,
Can I clean it with vodka?
yes.
I don't have any.
Why would you waste good vodka?
Yeah. I use
If you had enough to drink.
we use it alcohol for all kinds of cleaning.
Yeah.
But so
Yeah.
I usually spray it on a piece of cotton, clean cotton, and then wipe it.
Same with your computer, your laptop?
Yeah.
So any microfiber kind of cloth works really well on this, just nothing with fuzz or so.
Yeah.
And nothing that can further scratch it like paper towel or so dry
Yeah.
paper
Yeah,
towel.
and no water.
I didn't know that wiper would get it clean, and so that's why I was asking. I've been using the wipe.
It's the
wipe.
fingerprint oil that
Yeah.
Yeah.
that gets on there, and you need something to cut that
Mhm.
besides just rubbing it with a cloth. Here's an annoying part of these machines, and I lost. This is another annoying part. They go to sleep on you.
Yes.
Which is good. They preserve battery when
Yeah.
they do this, and
Oh.
also you have to log in again, so somebody else who finds it cannot easily access your materials.
Okay, so do you guys all know how to do software updates? Software updates, the people that make the phone, Apple in this case, are doing software updates all the time, every 6 months or so. And they find bugs, scammers out there find weaknesses in the system, so they update the system. So it's to your advantage to do software updates.
What can you learn from looking at Ernie's screen? What else?
A lot of emails.
He needs to check his email.
Clean out his email.
He got 5 new text messages that he hasn't seen yet.
Where does that show up?
See where it says
Right
mail?
here,
Oh,
mail,
yes,
176
emails.
Yeah.
unread emails.
176 unread emails, 5 unread text
Yes.
messages down there.
And before you say anything, last week this was 300. So I
Oh,
took
Good.
a little bit.
Oh,
So-
I love it.
Do what I say, not what I do. Okay, so let's check on my machine to see if I have any software updates to do. And somebody tell me where to do that.
Under general,
General, yes. Software update, right there. Okay.
you go there.
And I have iOS 17.3.1, and it says it is up to date.
iOS is,
I don't know what it stands for. It's the operating system. It's the computer program that runs this phone and all Apple
it's
devices.
probably iPhone operating system.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, what if it doesn't say, I have that iOS 17.31, and it gives me a whole bunch of stuff it's talking about, and then learn more. But it doesn't
if you
say
include
that yours
yours,
is up
I'll
to
show
date.
you.
I guess I'm not up to date.
They're probably telling you
Yeah.
it's available
That was
for
asleep,
update,
right?
here is
It
what
was
the
asleep.
updates can do,
Go to the
what's
top of that
included,
screen.
and somewhere there it
Set
will
it
tell
as
you
far
how.
as
Yeah.
how long you want. Mine, I believe it's set at 10 minutes right now is where mine is set.
And you
but
have to
can
be
set
at
it
least at 50%
for how long you
battery, I
want it.
think,
Could
or
we do that
connected
right
Yeah,
to a
we
power
can do
source.
that.
So if you
Yeah.
tap on that, you
Okay,
will
so
update.
we're gonna go,
to
I think 5 minutes would be okay
okay,
for
so
me.
we're gonna go back into settings.
That's
and
what
we're
we
gonna
installed.
go-
There you go. So you have to put in your
Okay,
code,
and you're
your
gonna go
passcode.
back and get- Okay, let's see here. Alright.
All right, but don't do it now.
What we're going
Because
to
you can't
do
use it.
is-
No, that's
I
fine.
know.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's okay, I'm only on terms and conditions.
so number 2 is,
Click
so-
on security.
number 3 is updates. We
Okay,
talked about
So there,
checking your battery health, keeping your battery, making sure your battery is good. Cleaning the screen, and now we're going to check to make sure that we have, the software update. Now, in theory, when you need an update, this little symbol will have a dot there
Mhm.
and probably a 1 that says that you need an update. So,
I-
does yours do that, Leslie?
Yeah, but it's not, it's for other reasons.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but yeah, mine has a 3.
A 3, oh, you
And
need
that
that
3
3
just came up
thing.
like that.
Okay.
And I pay attention to it, but
Now, when you do an update, a software update, what happens? All of your apps
Get
are out
close.
of date.
Mm.
So now, you have to go to the App Store, and you're translating for Diane, okay? And where is my App Store? App Store, on the Apple, it's the sky. And up here, I have 34 apps that need to be updated.
Yeah. So, can I step back?
Yes.
So there are apps on your phone that come with the phone that are supplied by the manufacturer. And they invest or have some financial interest. And then there are people that develop apps for all sorts of purposes, and they have agreements with a cell phone manufacturer, whether it's Google phone or Apple, and they you can buy those apps in the App Store, those other apps, and they need to make sure, so that since they're not produced by Google or by the manufacturer of your phone or by Apple, they eventually periodically need to be updated to keep in sync kind of with the updates that the manufacturer goes through. So that and some do, some don't.
Now, when you say you have to buy apps, sometimes they're free. I typically don't buy apps. I buy the free ones. Why are they free? Because there's always ads on them. So you can, you have to decide cheap versus annoying. The free ones are free, but they're annoying.
And the free ones may not be entirely free because you have in-app purchases.
Yes,
If you
sometimes-
really want to
Yeah.
save something
Yes.
and use it.
So, I'm not going to push the button to do 34 updates right now.
he'll do it when he gets home.
But the other, well, Debbie will make me do it. But what's the answer to this? 34? It's getting rid of all these,
Yeah,
Stupid
you said you wanted to
apps.
get rid of them.
yes. And I have 34 updates because I have all of these apps.
So that's also maintaining the health of your phone.
Yes.
And
Get rid of
yeah,
the apps you don't want. Now, if you aren't sure, let's find one that, okay, and so how do you get rid of an app? You'll translate. You tap, push and hold. And it says remove app. Now, I can delete the app. But if I'm not sure, think maybe I wanna keep that for a bit longer. I can just remove it from the home screen. It goes away, but it's still there.
In your account, in your online account, you
Mhm.
still have it.
Well, it is actually,
Ah.
what was it, Park Mobile? On Apple, if you go you keep scrolling to the right, you get to this screen, you can find Park Mobile? No,
Pronto.
Pronto.
Aha,
You gotta
Pro-
spell it right.
yes,
Pronto, it's right there, and now I open it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, you can get them off of your screen to make things, it doesn't like to share.
okay.
Yeah, some apps don't like to share. Okay, so, update apps, but really more importantly, delete apps.
Yeah.
So,
I also when I use a lot of apps and they are open, at the same time I haven't closed them, they draw battery, don't they?
They draw
So
battery,
I periodically, a couple of times a week, close unwanted apps or so.
When you say close, is that just swiping that up, that closes them?
I don't have anything open. I'm gonna go Keynote. See if it likes to share.
Yes.
There you go. I gotta open it. And so then I'm done with Keynote. I push the big button and it goes away, but it's still open. So on an Apple, you double click, there it is. You swish it away.
You said you double click? What do you double
You
click?
double click on the big button,
Oh, yeah.
and then it'll give you all the apps that are open.
So then you can go swipe, 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 swipe.
Yeah. Okay. How do you know? Well, let's not worry about memory right now. Keep it in a case, repair when needed, and then know when it's time to replace your phone. Not when the battery's
When you go to the
dead.
store and they go, yeah, you can't use this anymore, sorry, it's too old.
Well,
Yeah.
but who cares what they say, as long as it works for you. But these phones have they have a lifespan. Apple, the manufacturer, will do software updates for a period of time, and then they figure they're at the end and they stop providing updates. No biggie, you can still use your phone, it's still fine, you just don't get the new fancy things that come on the newer phones. Okay? So, just because you stop getting updates, doesn't mean you need to get rid of your phone. But eventually, you will notice that your phone doesn't work as well anymore. And that's the time to get a new one. It's probably about 7 years. So, if you're cheap, I would say just because a new phone comes out, doesn't mean you need to buy a new phone. A lot of young people apparently get a new phone every year. And if we go back to simple, it's not getting a new phone. A new phone is a lot of work in the best of conditions. A new service, when we went from T-Mobile, from Verizon to T-Mobile, is a huge amount of work. Don't do that every year.
We go on for a few seconds. Did I go first?
So-
Yes, you can, but just